Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to play the Lost Vikings. One thing that'll make it so much more easier. When I first started playing the Vikings, they were my least favorite character, but after I learnt this one thing, they became one of my favorite characters, so let me share that with you today. Now, before we jump into the skills, let me help you get your head around the Vikings and make it a ton easier. Don't think about the Vikings as 3 individual characters. Think about the Vikings as 2 individual characters. Now, we're going to split them up like this. Eric is going to be by himself. He's your littlest Viking. The reason why he is by himself is because he's ranged, number 1, but also he's going to be your fastest Viking. We're going to back him up with some skills to help with this instead of trying to figure out how the hell to do it with all the Vikings together. Now, your other 2 guys, they're going to go off by themselves too. But what you need to know is Eric is your utility Viking. He's going to help out with team events and everything that your team's doing, while the other 2, they're going to soak the whole entire time. So, Eric, utility Viking, help out with team events. When team events are off, help soak, or at least help join your team members that are soaking. Play like this for a little while. Once you get used to the Vikings and how to play it, you can then split up micromanage 3, but play as 2. And if you're like me, I still play as 2 characters. It's way more effective, especially when you've got a full team. You don't need a lane every single lane. Now, when it comes to the actual numbers of selecting your Vikings, probably the most confusing part when first playing them, what you have to think about now is number 3 is Eric and number 2 is all your other guys. And last up for this, remember that there is a marquee tool as well. So when you do press number 2 and there's 2 little Vikings there, you can actually click down and select the box over the 2 heroes. A lot of people forget that you can't actually do that. Okay, let's talk about talents. Now, for the first skill, we want to go for Spy Games. After standing still for 3 seconds, Eric gains stealth. You're actually going to need this because, yeah, Eric is by himself. He's very low. The stealth will benefit you. Trust me, go for this one. Now, for the next talent, we're also going to be backing up Eric once again, and that is Eric the Swift. Permanently increase Eric's movement speed by 10%. Now, the second part about this skill that's really cool is as long as Eric is moving, he heals 15 life per second. Normally, this wouldn't be very effective, but because the Vikings have such low health pools, this thing is like regen on steroids. Now, the most important talent when it comes to the Vikings, I believe, is your number 7 talent, Spin to Win. Activate and have each Viking deal a certain amount of damage based on your level. This is very effective when you want to take camps out, especially for the other 2 guys while they're by themselves as well. You can kill creep waves way quicker with this talent. The other option is to go for Norse Force. You can activate a shield. It's okay, nowhere near as good as Spin to Win. And remember, each Viking has its own damage. So if you've got 3 all together, taking down, say, a hard camp, the damage is much more effective. Now, for your ultimate, this is pretty easy. Longboat Raid. It's the only way you can actually do DPS. But when it comes to DPS, it is very effective. You get your own separate health pool as well. So if you're very close to dying, you can actually drop this and stay alive for a little bit longer as an escape mechanism as well. Next up for level 13, the talent we want to choose is Jump. It makes your Vikings invulnerable for 1.5 seconds. This is overall a massive help when it comes to this game. Like any ultimates, any stuns, even if you say going for the Golem or defending, the Eternal Conflict, it's fantastic. Go for this skill here. Although keep in mind, for the first couple of playthroughs, it's already hard enough to manage 2 characters for the first time. You may forget about Jump. Don't worry, the more you play it, you'll start to use it more often. Next up, we're going to be going for Impotence is a Virtue. Enemies damaged by the Vikings reduces your cooldown. This is going to make Spin to Win a lot more effective as well. You can pop it way more often. That's the only reason why we're going for this. And last up for our level 20 Storm talent, we're going for Ragnarok and Roll. This basically doubles the DPS of your ultimate. It's very, very effective. If you're in a team fight and you're actually helping out and not soaking, the damage that comes off this thing is incredible. This is going to at least help you get some kills. Now, one more thing before you go. You will die quite a lot on the Vikings, and that's totally fine because the experience that you give to the other team is only 0.25%. In other words, they have to kill 4 Vikings for them to get 1 kill worth of leveling. So don't worry about dying. Avoid it, obviously. Don't worry about it. Anyway, friends, if you want to see some team combos of myself playing with some of my friends as well, check out this video here. Subscribe, of course, too. I'm always making Heroes of the Storm content, only if you like the channel, though. My name is Elvis. This is Friend and Machine. Catch you next time. See ya.
Do like Kerrigan.
Kerrigan's so
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Oh.
Yes. Oh, and,
Wait for it,
and
wait
then
for
one
it.
more.